Social emotional development includes the child's experiences, how they respond to situations, and how they manage their emotions. This is to establish rich and rewarding connections with others. Primary goals of emotional development include children identifying their own feelings as well as the feelings of others. This is a foundation for building empathy. By the age of around 3, children are able to develop an understanding of others' emotions and respond with compassion. Empathy is key for lifelong relationships. Educators who model empathetic behavior and responses to conflict help support the emergence of empathy. Relationships with caring and consistent adults provide infants with what they need to succeed in their social emotional development. Through this, the infant's sense of self and individuality is able to emerge healthfully. Through infants' early interactions with one another, such as mouthing, touching, and gazing, infants begin to explore more complex communications as they develop. Children may grow to play cooperatively together and practice problem solving. This complex social interaction can best be nurtured by an educator who is in tune to infants' social and emotional needs. At a very young age, children are able to express their emotions. They clue us into what they're feeling through their emotions, vocalization, and body language. Understanding emotions and expressing them greatly varies throughout different cultures. This influences children's emerging understanding of emotion, dictating what is expected and what is acceptable, and as well what settings these emotions are appropriate in. Children's emotional self-regulation is extremely tied to culture. The developing use of language to make sense of emotion is an emerging tool for self-regulating emotion. Through self-regulating emotions, children are able to develop impulse control.
The social emotional development domain includes 11 foundations that each child must learn in order to develop positive and rewarding relationships. The first foundation is interaction with adults. The second foundation is relationship with adults. The third foundation is interaction with peers. The fourth foundation is relationship with peers. The fifth foundation is identity of self-relation to others. The sixth foundation is recognition of ability. The seventh foundation is expression of emotion. The eighth foundation is empathy. The ninth foundation is emotion regulation. The 10th foundation is impulse control. The 11th foundation is social understanding. All these foundations need to be encouraged and taught by the child's caregivers between the ages of 0 to 3. Research has proven that when young children learn these skills, they're most likely to be successful in having healthy relationships later on in life. Therefore, it is extremely important that all these foundations are learned in order to have healthy emotional and social development, and it's up to the caregivers to be actively involved in this process and make it happen for the child.
At around 18 months of age, children may participate in routines, games that involve back and forth interaction, and may follow the gaze of an infant care teacher to an object or person. Same as the previous one, children may also check with familiar infant care teacher when uncertain about something or someone. At 3 years old, children interact with adults to solve problems or communicate about experience or ideas. The next foundation is relationships with adults. Between 6 to 9 months of age, children seek a special relationship with one or a couple familiar adults by initiating interactions and seeking proximity, especially when distressed. Around 18 months old, children feel secure exploring the environment in the presence of important adults with whom they have developed a relationship, and when distressed, children seek to be physically close to those adults. The next foundation is identity of self in relation to others. Around 8 months of age, children should show clear awareness of being a separate person and not being connected to other people. Around 18 months of age, children demonstrate awareness of their characteristics and express themselves as a distinct person with thoughts and feelings. And the last foundation I included is expression of emotion. Around 18 months of age, children express emotions in a clear and intentional way and begin to express some complex emotions such as pride. And around 3 years old, children express complex self-conscious emotions such as pride, embarrassment, shame, guilt. Children demonstrate awareness of their feelings by using words to describe those feelings.
My name is Brielle, and I'm going to give a couple of examples for the foundations within the social emotional development domain. So one of the foundations is relationship with adults, and infants start forming relationships with adults as young as 3 months. They can learn to discriminate faces of adults they're familiar with and they're not familiar with. But I have an example of a child, maybe like a 1-year-old. We're going to call her Sally. So Sally goes to school every day at a preschool, and she was always really, really sad to leave her parents at the beginning of the day. She'd cry and cry and cry, but by the end of the school year, she was a little more calm because she'd made a really close relationship with her teacher. So she'd go, and she'd still be sad when she left her parents. But as soon as her parents left, she'd go straight to the teacher and give her a big hug, and she'd calm down quickly because she'd had consistent nurturance, and she'd learned that that adult was kind and loving to her. So that is an example of a relationship with an adult.
A child's social emotional development is as important as their cognitive and physical development. It is important to know that children are not born with the social emotional skills. It is the role of parents, caregivers, and teachers to teach and foster these abilities. A child's social emotional development provides them with a sense of who they are in the world, how they learn, and it helps them establish quality relationship with others. It is what drives an individual to communicate, connect with others, and more importantly, it helps resolve conflicts and gain confidence.